Steve Teel, Very Bold Radio and Podcast. I am truly excited. We've got a Texas high school basketball legend. To me, for sure, Colton Benson is with us. Real quick, just say hello, just so they.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, y'all? I love it. I love it. He's already dropping the mic. We're going to talk some basketball. We're going to talk some West Point. We're going to talk, that's where he's going to be playing his college basketball. We're going to be talking some high school basketball. Really, to me, like I mentioned earlier off air, like Kyler Murray and his football feats. And I just think about different like football legends. And Colton, to me, is a high school basketball legend in the state. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about just the difference that God is making through Colton and is going to make, because we feel it and we know it. And before we jump into all that, I want to ask his mom, Coach Benson, if she would do an introduction for Colton. So we just had her on our last podcast. He said, uh-oh.
I would love to. All right. Please welcome Colton Benson. He is a graduating senior of James Bowie High School in Austin, Texas. One of the mentally toughest people that I have ever known in my life. He is a mental giant. Hopefully you'll get to hear some of that about him here in a little while. He is headed off to Army West Point here in a few weeks. So super proud of him, Colton Benson.
Stop.
More. Wow, that was really good. Mental giant.
Yeah.
What does that mean? We
Mental
definitely
giant.
need to talk about it.
So, yeah,
wow.
It's something that she's been telling me for as long as I can remember, honestly, probably elementary school, when, things would go wrong, and she would always be saying, you're a mental giant, stop being, whatever. And she's like, you're a mental giant. And when in elementary school, I'm like, I don't even know what that means. What are you talking about, mental giant? What does that mean? And so about like 7th, 8th grade, I'd probably say like 9th grade, really. When I started getting to high school, she, kept saying it my whole life, and I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Finally, it clicked. Being a mental giant to me and her is like overcoming any obstacle that you face, right? So if that is, if I broke my wrist last year, that was something that I had to, look, there's a little scar right there.
What?
That was something that I had to face, and then, just little stuff too, like losing a game or not playing well. I would, at a young age, I would be so hard on myself because I'm so competitive, I'd be like, man, I played so terrible, and, I would let it affect me.
Yeah.
And she would tell me, you're a mental giant. Stop being, little. And so that's kind of what it means.
Yeah.
Overcoming.
So I'm just curious. I'm going to bring Mom back in for a second here. Was that something you saw in him or called forth in him? Was it both or?
I saw it in him.
Saw it. Okay.
Yeah, because I would see things that would happen in his life, and he would naturally on his own like get past it. And that doesn't mean he doesn't have room for emotion and he can't deal with it. You need to feel what you need to feel, but you can't stay there. And I watched him do that so much. And, I do coach, and I am around a lot of people, and everybody's not able to bounce back and come off of the way they are so hard on themselves. And I saw him do that. So when he started getting older and things started getting harder, it was constant conversations with him about just reminding him, you're going to be all right, So a little bit of both. I saw it in him, but then it's our job as a parent to hone those things in them.
Yes. Oh, man, that's some good parenting. That's good. With the wink. That was awesome.
During that introduction, when I introduced her, I was saying she makes me better every day, and that's an example of making me better every day and pushing me to be better. So
Well, I want to just, in case people don't know you, I want to read just some of your press.
Okay, go ahead.
And then we can talk about you growing up and everything. First of all, you are going to West Point to play college basketball. Mm-hmm. And man, as somebody I mentioned to you, my dad got to teach at West Point when I was very young, first, second, and third grade. And he was assistant baseball coach, and we used to go to basketball games. Now, that was at the field house. There wasn't no arena or anything. Yeah. But I can still, even now, I can feel like the field house and the peanuts on the ground and the basketball. So it's amazing to me that you're going to play there. And I said off air, and I want to say it here too, if God's plan is for you to be there, prep school, and then 4 years, I am predicting that Army will make the NCAA March Madness basketball tournament for the first time ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, no doubt.
That's the plan.
No doubt. That's the plan. So that's very exciting. All right. Here we go. Just I love the Austin Statesman did a good job, just some of those games that they had covered. So I didn't get them all, so I couldn't find the game where you scored 50. I couldn't find like a write-up, but apparently you scored 50 or something.
Yeah, I had 53 this year.
Come on now. How'd you get 53 points?
Yeah, no, that night was weird, man.
It
was like, so after the game, like it didn't really sink in yet. Because we get into the car after the game, like everyone's like, good job and all this and that, and like telling me, how great I did. And I was, okay, cool, thank you, appreciate it. We get into the car and it's like quiet for a second. And Mom's in the front seat and she looks back at me and goes, "You just had 53. And I'm sitting there and I was like, wait, no, I just had 53 points. Like, it didn't really like sink in until she said something. And then my dad was like, wait, you just had 53. Like, it was just one of those things. It was so funny. Like, and I don't really remember like a lot of the game. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, it was a cool night. We went out to like Kirby Lane that night and hung out and talked about it and stuff. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, 53 points.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Who was that against?
Austin High.
Okay.
At Austin High.
At Austin. Oh, you made sure we knew.
At Austin High, yeah.
How'd you get all those points?
Well, so in the first half, I think I had 20 something, and then the third quarter, I had 25 points in the third quarter. I hit 11 threes that game. It was. You
had 25 in the third period?
In the third quarter alone, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I really only played like 3 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Stop.
Because we were up like by a good amount, and our second group got in there, and then coach ended up putting us back in, and I think I had like 4 free throws or 2 free throws or something.
So you were like maybe in the 40s or something. So he put you back in. Like he must have known at that point. Like
I don't
maybe.
But the thing
maybe
is,
not.
he's not. Huh? You were saying what?
You had 51 when he put you back in. You didn't know.
Oh yeah.
He already had
that's the
51.
thing. So my bench, they were like counting it out, and they were like, "You have 49." And when coach took me out, I was like, "I had 49." I'm like, "I have 49." He just took me out. I can't get 50. And
Come on.
It was. I know I had 51 already, and I didn't know that. But yeah, he ended up putting me back in, and I went to the free throw line, and I have 2 free throws, and it's a 1-and-1.
Oh
so it's
man.
like,
You're thinking
this is to get 50.
This is it. Yeah.
Like, I better not miss this. Like, I need, like, so I ended up hitting both of them. But
of course.
But yeah, no, that night was
wow.
Was crazy. Yeah.
That is crazy. Now the crazy thing to me though is, like I had, and I'm gonna make a joke on myself. I mean, I had an intramural college game at ORU, B+.
Okay.
Not the A League, the B+.
Okay, so you're right there though.
No, I was not. And I scored, the only time I've scored more than 20 in any kind of basketball game, I scored 27. And, I mean, that was a B+, like, intramural game. You scored 53. Now, it'd be one thing if it's like, oh, man, he had that one, like, night, and he scored 53. Usually he's scoring, 12, 15. This is like a regular thing. This is, I mean, maybe not 53, but so I want to just recap, and I want to get your other thoughts, especially around here in San Antonio. And the radio goes up to South Austin and everything, too. So if you're tuning in, this is Colton Benson, Bowie High School, and now West Point Army. Let's go, Black Knights.
Yep. Beat Navy.
Beat Navy, baby.
Yep,
oh,
yep.
That is music to my ears, man. That is music to my ears. So around here, the Judson Rockets have a pretty stout basketball program all the years that I've been around. And I am so disappointed that I did not get to go to this game. I'm so disappointed. I had met you at that point, and so I was like, when I first met you at Bannockburn Church at a concert, I just overheard somebody talking to you saying, "Hey, Colton, I heard you scored some ungodly amount." I don't know if it was the 53 or what. I don't know. I just heard a lot. Colton, I just imagine, because again, to score 40 points or 50 points, that's impossible. That you can't do that. 32 minutes? It's high school basketball. You get 32 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not 40 minutes. It's not 48. And then you got pulled in the fourth. That's funny. But I remember thinking like, oh, they must have like a small private school, a part of this church, because anybody's scoring 50 or 40 points. And I was like, that's amazing. And then the guy said, oh, he's going to West Point. I was like, oh, he's going to West Point. And then I found out it was Bowie High School, 6A, Texas, big basketball. You just can't do that. That's amazing. So, Judson, in area round matchup, I mean, this is big. This is big. You scored, I'm trying to make this kind of funny because I'll just cut to it. You scored 38 points, and you guys won. Mm-hmm. 38 points in the playoffs against Judson. You buried 8 3-pointers. I love what they wrote. They said, Benson, a senior guard and Army signee, put up shots and put on a show. Listen, you know how many buzzer beaters like I had in my career? You could guess, right? Yeah. 0, I am sure.
What, 0?
Hey,
I would think like
I'm sorry.
way more than that, honestly.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe I got one B plus game. All right, so this is what the Statesman, the newspaper, said. Putting on a show, made a buzzer beater 3-pointer at the end of each of the first 3 periods.
Yeah.
Not 1, 3.
Yeah.
Walk us. Come on.
So
what?
So,
against Judson?
No, so this is actually really cool. So
okay.
what me and Mom do in our workouts is every time I'm on the last shot, she says game winner or buzzer beater. So, and we kind of started doing that kind of like, I mean, for a while. And so, but like really during this playoff kind of run, we were in the gym so much, and like it was always like we were really emphasizing game winner, buzzer beater. And so after that game, we were talking about how, you know, I had 3 buzzer beaters, and like we work on that, you know. And so it was really cool, yeah. But the 3 buzzer beaters was pretty neat. And
those are all 3-pointers according to the Statesman.
Yeah, they were
so they were 9 points at the buzzer.
And what's really cool is like a few or 2 or 3 games before that. Like leading up to those games, I was having buzzer beaters like all in those games too, which was pretty cool. And then that next round too, I also had a buzzer beater in the first quarter. But no, it's just like what my mom always tells me is like trust your preparation. And so you know we're always in the gym, and like I'm gonna trust my preparation. There's 3, 2, 1, buzzer goes off. Yeah. Like we work on that, you know. So it's super cool that like we get to work on stuff and it like translates into the game, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, it was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, I'm really excited that you're going to Army. That's the plan. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna say to any of my coaching friends out there, I mean, y'all had your opportunity. Maybe you get another opportunity, but this kid to me. And I know we talked off air. I mean, I'm a Trae Young guy. I mean, to me, when I'm watching you play, it's like watching Trae Young. I don't know who your guy is. I mean, but you shoot from all over the floor. I've seen you shoot and almost make in the All-Star game. I mean, basically a logo half-court shot, just like a pull-up.
Yeah.
Not like oh, we got to heave, we got to get this thing off. It's just here we go, it's time. I mean, your range is just incredible. But it's not just about your range; it's also about how you create off the dribble too. You know, and it's about how you make your teammates around you better. So. If it's God's plan and you take Army to March Madness, man, it's going to be incredible. Whatever it is, it's going to be great.
That's something I told Mom.
Yeah, tell us.
Because she's a visionary, right?
Yes.
She says something, she's going to do it.
Yeah.
And so I get that from her. And so when I came in as a freshman, to Bowie, I told her, I was like, I'm making varsity as a freshman.
Which should not.
And well, Coach Collier, he doesn't really put freshmen on varsity. Like, I mean, he's had some really good guys come through, and they weren't on varsity. And I told Mom, like, Mom, I'm making varsity as a freshman. And she was like, Colton, like, let's be real, be realistic. I'm like, no, like, I'm making varsity as a freshman. And
Wow.
I did. I made varsity
Yeah.
as a freshman, and I told her, I'm gonna break all these records. I'm gonna do this and that, and I did. And so I told you I'm gonna be the leading scorer in Bowie history, right? Yeah, I did. And so I did that, and when I signed or committed to Army,
Yeah.
I told her, I said, we're making the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make all conference, all
Right.
whatever. We
Right.
had a ton of goals, and so yeah, visionary.
Yeah.
Whatever we say, we go and do.
So you're a visionary too. I mean,
Absolutely.
That's,
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
For
Dang.
sure.
Wow,
Yeah.
incredible. All right, a little bit more, and then I want to hear your own, just because this is
Yeah.
what I found. Let's see, 6A by district. That's against that was against Westwood Round Rock,
Yeah,
right?
that's first round.
Okay. Oh, wait. We're backing up to Judson, first of all. Hold on. Hold on. All right, so those 3 buzzer beaters at the end of the first 3, according to Statesman, in the third period, you nailed 5 consecutive threes.
Yeah.
5. I can't do that against the air. You're playing the Judson Rockets big-time game. And
It was packed, too. That was probably, like, the biggest game because COVID and stuff.
Right,
We couldn't
right.
really have, like, we couldn't have a student section, and
man.
which sucks because,
Yeah.
like, all my senior friends and
Yeah.
stuff, like, they wanted to come so bad. But that, like, coming out during for, like, warm-up,
Yeah.
layup lines and stuff, I'm looking around. Like, there's a lot of people here. Definitely the most that's
Wow.
been all year. So, like, that, like, fired me
You
up.
like
and
that.
I love it. Yeah, I love having people there. and
Was it
getting
like
loud.
just fans, or was it kind of half and half? I mean, were there
It was
Judson fans?
There, Judson had a lot of people because
Okay.
it was at Lehman.
Okay.
So it was. I mean, here's San Antonio, here's
Yeah.
Austin. It was like right in the middle. So
Yeah.
I mean, we had a good crowd come out. They had a big crowd, and Judson's super loud. Like
They're loud.
Anything that happens, it's. I mean, they're loud. Yeah.
So how much fun was it for you to shut them up, or to feel like when you would hit a 3?
They will. So there's a video.
Okay.
There's a video of me hitting a 3, and Judson's bench like stood up, and they were like grabbing each other, like, what in the world? And so.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You know I want that video.
Yeah, I'll find it for you.
Okay.
I'll send it to
All
you.
right.
But yeah, no, those. So well,
The
that game.
Judson bench.
Yeah,
It's
the
like-
Judson bench, and so I actually went back and like rewatched that game not too long ago on Huddle.
You did?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did, and so I
Send
didn't.
me that.
Okay, I will. Yeah. And so I went and I looked at the first half, watched the whole game, and the first half, like, I didn't really play too well.
Really?
For me at least.
Okay. Okay.
And I went up to my dad and I was like, I didn't really play that well in the first half. He was like, oh no, you were horrible. He was like, oh, you were awful.
Casey.
He was like, you were terrible. He was like, the press hyped you up so much. He was like, it was funny though. But then I turned around second half and,
Well,
and
yeah,
yeah,
38 points for the game.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was a fun game. It was and it was a big time game,
Yeah, big time.
And Judson and Bowie, they kind of have a little rivalry because we lost to them the year before that.
Okay.
In the regular season.
Okay.
My sophomore year, we beat them in the first round of playoffs. They were really good.
Right.
I think they were like the 2 seed in that district.
Yeah.
When Steele went to state that year.
Okay.
They were really good, and we upset them in the first round. That's the year we
Wow.
went 4 rounds deep into
Oh my
the
gosh.
regional quarterfinals. But yeah, no, that was a fun game. It was a fun game.
That's awesome.
It's a little rivalry.
Yeah.
I guess you could
Well,
say.
I think
yeah.
you made it a bigger one. I forgot to tell you, there is a video of some highlights of him. Have you already played some of those? Perfect. Man, the marksman's on it. All right.
Marksman.
The marksman.
My guy.
We got 2. I love it. All right. So let me just see here. Against Westwood, let's see, 13 points in the final quarter. And that was the difference in the game. You outscored Westwood 23. The team outscored them 23-9. So you outscored them 13-9 to finish with 24.
That game was interesting. That was probably like one of the toughest games that I've
Oh.
had to play all year.
Why is that?
So, that was during the snowstorm.
Oh,
So, like,
okay.
we couldn't get in the gym.
Got your gloves on.
Got my gloves on, and I'm layered up. I got 3 hoodies on. I mean, it's freezing outside.
Yeah.
that was also probably like one of the most fun workouts we've ever done. Just it's snowing and it's like nasty outside and I'm slipping and falling everywhere. But no, that was fun. But like I said, that was one of the toughest games, and they were a really good defensive team.
Okay.
They had a really good game plan. Like, I mean, it was.
What was their game plan?
So they, obviously, like, it was something I've seen all year, but they just did it a kind of different way. Like, someone was uptight on me the entire game, and
so like boxing one or
no, it was just straight man to man. But
okay.
whenever I would try to attack or make something happen, they would peel somebody off and somebody would come to me. So I kind of had to get off the ball. And in the first half, I mean, we were struggling. We were only up by like 3 or 4. They went up on us in the third quarter. And I'm like, my senior year, if I lose in the first round, I'm going to be so upset. So finally, I got going and we ended up winning that game.
How did you get going? I mean, the defense didn't change. So
what I really started doing was just, I'm kind of going back to what my mom says.
Love
I am a mental giant.
Yeah, come on.
And so first half I'm struggling. Third quarter I'm struggling. I just can't get nothing going. And I just got that little voice in the back of my head. It's her, and she's like, "Hey, you're a mental giant."
Nice.
Right. And so that fourth quarter, just something clicked, and finally I started attacking more. I started making more different things happen, and then my shot starts falling, and so that's always good when you see a few threes go down. And so but that mental giant kind of came back into play.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk about that in a second, a little bit more about being a mental giant since going to West Point. That's really going to be helpful.
Definitely.
But and this is where my printer just decided not to print the whole thing, so you'll have to fill in the blanks.
Okay.
There's a game, I believe, maybe January 30th, and the newspaper wrote, Bowie senior guard Colton Benson put on a shooting display against Lake Travis that won't be soon forgotten. This is where it's about to cut off, so you got to fill in the blanks.
Okay.
Benson scored 35 of his game-high 42 points in the second half, breaking, and I don't know what it says next. 42 points against Lake Travis. We already talked about 53. 42. This is what I mean. Like
that was actually. I'm not trying to brag.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I hate doing this, but
I know you're a humble guy, and I'm not having it.
I hate doing it, but
what's the deal?
Week before that 53-point game, that was that 42-point game.
This came and then the 53.
It was that, and then like the following Friday, it was 53.
Crazy.
The second half of my season was like, me and my mom really got locked in, because honestly, the first half of my year I was struggling. Like I was, and just it was a tough because it was a different team, new team, a lot of new guys. I mean, we only had like a 6-man rotation.
Okay.
And it was 5 of them were seniors, and so we only had like 3 returners that really played last year. So,
really?
Yeah. So it was an adjustment to like really like figure out this new group and figure out myself too.
Okay.
I had a lot of stuff going on. But
what does that mean? What can you tell us? It sounds a little personal.
Yeah, it's a little personal, but just some.
You're on a podcast though.
No, I know. Yeah, I know. Just some personal stuff that I was going through.
Okay.
And me and my mom got through it.
I love it.
Yeah, and the wrist thing also didn't help. Because my wrist was still kind of bothering me too, and it was just. A lot of different other stuff, but
you had a lot going on. I would have never guessed. Okay.
Yeah, that first little half is just a lot, and so really kind of honed in. And I also forgot too, like I got God on my side.
Come on now.
I got Jesus. So
come on now.
That also obviously helps having that right. So, but that second half of the year really clicked. Something clicked, and that kind of comes back to that mental giant, right?
Yeah.
That first half was just tough and not fun, and finally started having some fun, and finally that mental giant kind of came back into play, and but that second half of the year really started clicking.
I would say,
because I mean, I'm trying not to brag again.
Well, just don't worry, man. This is very bold.
Yeah, no,
it was. Hear it.
All right, we'll be very bold then. Yeah. So it was like 8-9 games in a row. Like I was averaging like 37 a game or something like that.
What?
Yeah, it was.
You can bring Mom in on the mic too.
Go ahead, Mom.
Well,
maybe Mom will help out. Whoa.
The funnier part about that is that he would score like 29, and we're like, that's okay.
That's funny.
Like, who? Seriously, that's how.
That's funny.
He would have 30. I'm like, you could have 40 tonight. You know, but it's just.
Oh my gosh.
That in itself. I mean, if he's scoring 20 a night, that's a big deal. But
right.
A 25, 28 point game just became
Routine.
Like not good.
the baseline.
Yeah.
Well, it was like
good.
The game I had 53. We came back home, and on senior night, last game in the Bowie gym because they tore it down. They're making a new facility. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Last game in that gym, so I just have 53. And after the game, I go up to my dad and I say, I probably had like 20 something probably. He goes, you had 35. I was, no, I didn't. You had 35. It just came like, it was so weird because 53 to 35, like that's a big difference. Like it's a big point difference, you know.
That's 18 points. Like that's a great game for most.
I know.
Most people.
I know.
The difference.
It was weird. But like I
Wow.
said, you know, me and my mom worked out so much that year. Like we were in the gym 2 to 3 times a day.
Well, we had to. I don't know if I'm still on. We had to.
Oh, he'll bring you in.
We had to change some of the workouts because it was boring. Like.
Yeah.
He
Sure.
was too good at it. I mean, I'll brag on him. For
Yeah,
that. I mean,
please,
he was too
please.
good in our workouts. I'm like, I got to challenge him because I'm losing him, you know.
Yeah.
And I got to give him a challenge. So we invented some
Some
really
like
good
games
drills.
and like some super tough
Every-
drills like that would
yeah.
like make me like lock in though.
Every drill
And,
was
yeah.
highly competitive. I mean, you better really be ready to go or you're not going to make it. And
Yeah.
that was fun. That
If
was
I didn't
fun.
if I didn't come locked into a workout, it was gonna be a tough day.
Yeah.
Like I mean that's really how it was. So it made me so much better.
The games became easy.
Games became easy, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So these challenges basically were impossible. I mean, you must have made them like as hard as possible just to give him a challenge, and then he still
Yeah.
would do it.
Absolutely, and I'd play some little games with
crazy.
him. I would be like, if it's too hard, we can go, you know, we can just make like
That would tick me
7.
off,
you know,
too,
you don't have to make. But I would do that on purpose because I know
Yeah.
where he's going. I know he's going to West Point, and it's almost like devil's advocate for him to go, no, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Be like,
Yeah.
all right, good, you passed the test.
Some like days it'd be tough, but
yeah, we
you
do
know,
it anyways.
Mental giant.
Mental
I guess.
giant. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about West Point. We're going to go a little bit long, so I don't know what time Casey's airplane comes in, but we're going a
I think we'll
little
be
bit long.
good.
Yeah, it
Okay.
would be all right. It comes in around 2:30 or 3.
All right. Hold on, Casey. Stand by.
If he's gotta wait, he'll wait.
All right. Well, talk to us about going to West Point.
Yeah, so Army West Point. They came kind of late into the like recruiting process. But I'll be honest, when they first contacted me, I was like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not a military person. I've never been a military. We don't have military in the family.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some great great grandparents that served, but no like immediate family
Yeah.
military. So they hit me, and like I said, I was but I didn't say no, I'm not
Yeah.
good. Like I'm
Right.
good, but I entertained it obviously because you got to
Sure.
keep every door open.
Right.
But so they hit me, and I'm like, okay, like thanks for calling, hang up. And I told Mom, I go, I'm not, there's no way I'm going there. And she says, when I said that, she knew I was going there.
Stop. All right. Wait. We got to bring Mom back on. Sorry, but what? How did you know? Was this?
I just knew
Like
it.
gut
and-
feeling, I guess.
Yeah, well, first of all, I overheard the conversation because he was in the living room. I think I just walked in. And I knew he was talking to a coach because I know what
Yeah,
that sounds like.
Right.
He was uninterested on the phone.
You can tell.
He was uninterested. He was like not having it. Most of the time,
She
he's
knows.
very energetic when he's talking. He was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm like, oh gosh. They get off the phone. He tells me I'm not going, and I just knew it. And then especially when. Then the next day they follow up with him. I'm like, they still want to follow up after his
After
negative
you tried
energy
to
on the
blow him
phone.
off.
Yeah.
Yes, and
I guess that's who they thought I was.
I
Just like a
know, I
low
just-
energy person or something.
I just knew. It was like you just know.
Was it one of those God
Yeah.
things? I mean, you
Absolutely.
Knew.
And
Did you tell him? Did you say?
No.
No. Okay. You just, like a good mom, treasured
seemed
that
to
up
be
in your
his
heart.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you knew. That's not fair.
So
yeah. Go on.
So
Thanks.
they keep sending me, a ton of mail, and there's some other schools that I'm talking to, and there's like we always seem to come back to Army. Like everything we would talk about schools and then we'd talk about Army. And so the time came where I got to make a decision soon because COVID, and they just added an extra year of eligibility to NCAA players. So,
not great for the class of 21 in high school.
It's the worst thing that can happen because we're pretty much the same class as, we're pretty much already in college, I guess you could say, because we're the same class as the 2020 class then, right?
Yeah.
So,
wow, that is tough.
So, I saw something that said, like, 2021 is the lowest number of students going in to play Division I basketball ever, and so that's
it was already competitive, and then you give the
there's
option
already
to stick around.
1% of all the high school kids that play basketball in the country, which is a crazy amount,
right?
And that's 1% of that. So now it's cut a little bit. That's it's crazy, but So, I had some schools that were talking to me pretty heavy, and then all of a sudden I'm not hearing from them. St. Ed's offered me, and I love St. Ed's. I love Coach Cook. He's a great guy. And so it was between, St. Ed's and Army, and I played it came down to where I'm like, okay, I got to make a decision soon because I don't want to lose these schools. I don't want to risk having a season, and then let's say, I get hurt or something. Like I won't. Or I don't play well, which I didn't think I would. But, like, you never know, right?
Right, yeah.
So, and we had a gut feeling I had a gut feeling we got to make a decision soon. So I start looking into West Point more. I probably talked to, countless number of people that are at the academy now, who are serving now, who are done serving, all played basketball and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a guy I talked to who didn't play basketball there, but still went to West Point, and just I tried to get all their perspectives, and that was super helpful because I heard a lot of good, and then there was one conversation I had that was probably the best conversation I've had. Was there's a guy who is out of service now, like runs his own business and stuff, lives in Houston, and he goes, so how do you want this conversation to go? And I was like, I want you to be as transparent as possible. Like, I want to know everything about West Point. I've already heard all the good, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I want to know some of the hard and negative stuff. And so an hour 30 of just him just telling me how West Point is so hard and so tough and just really, really, really rigorous, and it made me kind of like, oh, I don't know if but at the same time it was like, this is gonna make me so much better, and it's gonna push me to be the best version of myself that I can be.
Yeah.
And so, and all the benefits after, the military and stuff is you can't compare it to anything else.
Yeah.
And so, that decision came down, and I was like, I got to make a decision, and I was like, this is the place for me. So I called the coach, and I told him, and he was super excited. And they have like a coach group chat, and they were all like excited and going crazy and stuff. So
heck yeah,
if you're
signing like Trae Young,
it made me really excited.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Who is your guy? Since I keep bringing up Trae Young, because remember, I just want to emphasize again, it's not just the shooting. The shooting is incredible. I mean, what you've done. But it's everything you can do with the ball, off the ball, all that you do to create and make your teammates better. So you have the whole thing going.
I like Steph. I feel like I play more like Damian Lillard.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like people tell me that a lot.
Or you should have got you. Or you should have got you. Because we had like a guy that took us.
Great year this year.
Yeah, and we had our guy was, one of my friends was saying he's like Dame, and I was like, well, maybe he's discount Dame because he is really good. So anyway, so Dame. Woo.
Yeah, I like Dame.
Okay.
That guy is something else.
Yeah.
I love watching him play.
Yeah, well, so are you. And we love watching
Appreciate
you play.
It. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I'm real excited to watch a whole bunch more. All right, anything else you just want to say about anything? I mean.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about this journey that I'm about to go on.
Yeah.
It's going to be unique, different. It's going to be tough, but and it's also I'm going into something that's greater than myself and way bigger than myself, which is like it's mind-boggling. It's crazy, right? That I'm going into something that is gonna make me the best version of myself, but it's bigger than myself. So
That's good.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. If you want to pray for me and about going through this journey, it's not gonna be easy.
Right.
It's gonna be tough. There's gonna be everyone who goes there says that they want to quit at some point, and
Right.
so just pray for me about
We
that.
will, yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm so excited to get this journey going, and the service part's going to be super cool too.
Yeah.
I want to go into the medical branch and
You
help.
do?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I want to go go into the psych realm maybe and help veterans with PTSD and loss of limbs, and do that for a minimum of 5 years. If I want to keep doing it, I'll keep doing it. But yeah.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's awesome. Wow, that is awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Woo. My brain's going, when we prayed off air, and just felt very strong.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I felt something. I'm like, started getting chills. What is it?
Yeah.
That's God. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
that
what
was
it is.
God.
Yeah.
And we were just praying about, and I just felt very strongly just the difference maker you are. And we've had a lot of fun talking about on the court, but just the difference you're going to make with people. And now you talking about that, and I still feel like it's bigger, wider, whatever. But really phenomenal. It's going to be awesome to watch. One thing I think I forgot to mention during the darn podcast up front, I probably forgot to mention, we're asking Colton to come back every year. And if it's in studio, then awesome. But if it's over the phone, if that's the only time he has, that'll be awesome too. Just to catch up on his journey and find out what we can be praying for and what we can be celebrating. And we know we're going to celebrate a lot of basketball stuff, but we're going to celebrate some lives impacted. And I've already seen that, learned that from you, the way that you're helping the other incoming class of basketball players.
Yeah.
You're just a leader. You're just you're a visionary on top of that. But you've made it better for your class already. That's just what you do. You make people around you better.
Yeah,
so
I don't
know
made
if you want to talk about it a little bit.
I made a group chat of all of us and put us in it. And I've had some guys talk to me, and they're like, "So what do we need? This and that. How is this gonna happen?" I know all of it.
You already know it.
So I'm telling them, and they're like, "Thank you." I feel like you know so much about it. I did my research. I really, because this is a big thing, and something that is it's a life decision.
Yeah.
Right. This is gonna dictate my next 10 years.
Right.
Minimum.
Right.
Really my whole life. But so I, when I said before, having conversations with a ton of people, just really trying to figure out this whole thing.
Yeah.
I got so much information about it, and so it was really cool. I got to share that with them and kind of help. We've talked, me and my guy Ethan, who's coming up with me. We've talked a lot about, because he's like, man, this is gonna be tough, and I'm thinking the same thing. We're all thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
We all know it's gonna be tough, but I always tell him that's what we got each other for. We're gonna be there for each other, and we're gonna get through all the tough stuff, and it always helps them. So
Yeah, that's your leadership. You're already making it better for them, because some of the unknown stuff is scary, and some people don't have the personality to go and do the research and talk to all these people. But you do that, and then you lift them up, and I love that. I think the right approach is to go in no, this is going to be really tough, and then you're ready.
Yeah.
Knock it out. So, man, we're really excited. So I'm excited. Man, it's just going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And that's so cool about helping people, whether it's PTSD or just helping with a medical field. Yeah, that's
I'm excited about that. A thing that has really kind of led me to do that is my best friend, Evan Millet. I don't know if I've ever told you about him.
What's the story?
So he got into a car accident about a year and some change ago. And so he is a quadriplegic. So, can't use his legs, can't use his arms and hands. He actually is making a lot of progress, just got surgery, so he can start, moving his fingers and starting to be functional. That's his main goal right now, is to be functional and can do things on his own. So and I was there for him and have been helping him just mentally and everything. So, and he's helped me, honestly, more than I think I've helped him. Just maturing and seeing his maturity before the wreck and after it, he sees life as a completely different thing now.
Wow.
A whole new perspective on life. And so But yeah, like I was saying, that situation kind of has led me and brought me to the decision of what I want to do in the military. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I really am. The more I talk about it, the more I just get so like antsy and like excited. Yeah, I'm pumped up about it. Yeah.
Well, I'm really pumped up too. Just, I mean, my dad being a military U.S. Army officer for a 29-year career, and I mean, I don't know what God's got for you, but I'm just excited for our Army. To have leaders like you that they're going to train, and you're already all that mental giant and mental toughness and that competitive fire. I'm excited for our Army and for our country. So, man, that's just really cool. So, but I'm excited for some hoops.
Yeah, I am too. I am too. Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you, even though you just asked us for prayers, and we'll continue to pray for you. I'm just going to ask you if you'd kind of close our show in prayer, however God would lead. I don't know what that looks like.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, awesome.
Dear Lord, thank you for having me and my mom come out today, and thank you for having Steve letting us come out. This is so dope, so super cool that we get to do this together. And God, thank you so much for everything you're doing in our lives. For Steve, I pray that his daughter, the stuff she's going through, I pray that she knows that you're gonna be there for her, and you're always there. You're there for my man Mark over there, Marksman. I pray that his uncle, Steve was saying earlier how he's a fighter. I pray that whatever he's going through, I pray that he also knows that you're there, and you're his right hand man. And God, I pray that you help me and in my journey going, and I pray that I always remember that you're there too. And I pray that you can help lead me into leading others to you. And God, I pray for my mom and my dad and my brother and my girlfriend Mary. I pray that they can handle the situation well when I'm gone and I'm halfway across the country. And I pray that you'll be there for them. And thank you, God. You're so great. I love you. Amen.
Amen. Amen. That was awesome. Crazy. All right, Colton Benson, thanks a lot. Thanks
for having us, man. This is so cool. I'm excited to come back.
Good.
Yeah, next year.
I'm
following.
really excited. It's going to be so much fun just to see what God is doing, and the impact that you're going to make is just going to be incredible. Yeah. So I almost wish we had that prayer off air, so we just have to hold it in our hearts because, man, God showed up. So
for sure, yeah.
Woo, that's some good stuff.
He always does. Yep.
He always does. He always does. All right, Colton Benson is being very bold. That's what we're talking about. If you want to email me, steve@verybold.com. If there's something we can be praying for, I'll even pass it along to Colton. That was a pretty awesome prayer, huh? So if you need prayer, maybe you're like, I don't need Steve's prayer, but we'll get you in touch with. I'll pass it along to Colton, and he'll pray for you as well.
I don't know. Your prayer was pretty good earlier.
Oh man, that was just God. That was just God. We're just
absolutely.
Woo.
Yeah.
Just felt that. That was just selfishly. That just felt good, just to feel the Spirit. Just
that was awesome.
Yeah, so that was good. And we were just talking about the difference that Colton's going to be making in a lot of people's lives, and God knows what that looks like, and is just really great. So he's going to be very bold. He knows that hope. I pray that you know that hope that we're talking about, that hope, that love, that joy, that purpose that God has for you. That honestly, He has a purpose unique for Colton and a purpose unique for Coach Benson, who's off camera over there. And He has a unique purpose for you, something that I cannot do. I'm not equipped. I'm not called. Personality, DNA, the way God has designed you, the way God has gifted you, is something that only you can do. So going back to what Coach Benson said, if He's telling you to go and do it, let's do it. Therefore, since we have such a hope, we are very bold.